brother was dying, this was a couple of years ago, right? His brother was dying. He said to his dying brother, what happened? Why are you dying? This guy said, it was a bloke in another village. Okay, he goes over to the other village, he kills this other bloke, right? He eats him, or eats bits of him. The other village gets a bit annoyed, they go, what's going on? Why did you kill this bloke? They went, sorry about that, right? They said, well, you need to make up to us. He gave him a pig. They said, the pig's not enough. They gave him 5 pigs, so 5 pigs apparently made up for the fact that they'd killed one. They said, well, hang on, what are you going to do with this guy's wife?
Why would they march him? Why didn't they just get the police in and say, what's going on?
What police?
Yeah, why did they call him Kojak? Because he would sort it out, wouldn't he?
What I mean is, right, he's miles away from anything, but he doesn't sound like a great place to live, right? Could they not move? Could one of them go, do you know what, I'm sick of this. I'm moving or whatever and go to a place. I'm moving or whatever and go to a place. To the next.
They're like the Smurfs. They're very like the Smurfs.
How many miles away from
Interesting.
a place with a normal life going on?
But think about this, Carl. Firstly, they don't speak the language. So they don't have any practical skills. They've got no experience of civilization. So even if they chose to go and live in one of these cities, what can they do? How can they function?
I think there's some bacteria that has better lives than that.
That's got to be offensive. Okay, how about this is one of the weirdest things. This is one of the weirdest things, right? People. Okay, time around just dismiss.
I'm not having a go, but I'm just saying, I wouldn't fancy it, is what I mean.
But they don't know another world. How can they imagine that they think, oh, I'll tell you what, this is boring, I'm tired of hunting for food and eating fish from the river. I'll tell you what, I'd like a world where there's iPods and room service. I'm going to go and move to New York. They're not thinking like that, are they, Carl? Because they don't know.
People go to these places on holiday and they like a little bit of danger. They like to see how others live. So all I'm saying is, we know they exist. The Papa people, maybe people aren't going there. It doesn't sound like the best place. I can't imagine having a thesaurus board or anything, right? But would they accept me if I popped over there and, with Suzanne in Papa?
Well, okay, this is one of the things that they do, okay, which is a tradition you may have to do. These combine, right, they invert their penises. So they push their penises up inside their bodies, like a sock.
What for?
Well, keep it out of the way.
Of what?
Well, if you're running through the undergrowth, chasing a hog, you don't want it flapping away, But it's also become a kind of ceremonial thing, so if you're over there, you may well have to try it yourself.
You would have to try it yourself. If you went there, you'd have to try it yourself.
But even cavemen had little pants on. Why haven't they?
Whoa! Slow down.
Rewind. Again, you've been watching the Flintstones.
No, it's just,
Is it a leopard skin pair of pants that's actually quite a... Go on.
Well, it's a well-known fact that they wore, like, bear pants or whatever.
Bear pants. I want to be bear pants. No, listen, you are a qualified anthropologist, so what...
I mean, whenever you see them on footage or in a museum...
Footage?
Yeah, or...
Whenever you see that,
Well, it's shaking. Black and white is what it is. Footage.
You always see them wearing a little bit of fur, little pants and that. So, what I'm saying is, even though... What year is it to these...
People in the woods.
I mean, I don't know what this conversation is anymore. He's just clutching at straws. It's mine. It's like a fly, is mine, isn't it? It's just buzzing round. It's trying to find a window. It's just like
against pieces of information, but
Yeah. I was shopping with Carl before Christmas, and we went round sort of Piccadilly and St James's, and those really beautiful shops around there. And I went in one shop. We had to ring a bell to enter. They came down, and it's like an iconoclastic sort of shop. Where they found things from churches, and nearly all Russian, 16th century pieces onwards. This beautiful carvings and paintings and statues, and I went, oh, it's beautiful. And as I was looking round, I heard Carl sidle up to the bloke and go, what's the newest thing you've got in?
Yeah, sure, that's his first thought.
I mean, that is the wrong question to ask.
It's clearly in antiques.
Yeah.
I'm proud of the fact he's got 16th century iconoclastic Russian stuff to ask, what's the newest thing he's got here? So, I mean, what sort of question is that? Oh, I don't know, probably the doorbell. I don't know, what's he was over my shirt? What were you thinking?
I think it's an alright question, because he was saying there's loads of old stuff in there. He kept going on about the old stuff. What's he saying? What's the newest thing he's got?
Do you know what he said? The other question he asked him? He said, how often do you get new stuff in? And I said to him, why did you ask that? He said, well, I was thinking, if you've got antiques and you sell it all, what's left? Like someone's going to sell all the antiques in the world because they're not making, he said, because they're not making any new stuff. What does that mean? They're not making any new stuff?
But I know for a fact, no one's ever going to go in there and buy the lot anyway. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I'm not at any point in my life, and I don't think that ever happened, will I go, I need some old Russian wood.
Because it was brilliant.
No,
it was beautiful. It's amazing stuff. There's stuff. There's these things from the 16th century of sort of like saints and monks, and they're carved and
there's loads of it. It's just all piled up. No one's interested. If I was ever go, do you know what? I'm into this. No one else is. Close shop. Because seriously, it's just piled up of like old bits of wood with pictures on it and that.
But think of a man 400 years ago that carved this.
Nobody wants it, do they? I've never heard anyone say, oh look, it's my birthday coming up, see what I'd love? What? A bit of old Russian wood. It doesn't happen. That's what I'm saying. I've never heard anyone saying it. I've never overheard someone saying, you don't know where the Russian shop is, do you? This is in London where the rates are high. There was this thing, right, Steve? Them old drawings online.
It was like a panel from a church that someone had painted, and I think it was like, from sort of like 1590 or something. Yeah. And it was this a picture of this saint, wasn't it?
1590. It could be from any time, really. So there's this one there, right, leaning up against the wall, and most of them in there was that Stalin bloke, right? But there was this little.
Right, go and start with that. Lenin.
Right, alright. Yeah. So he was on all these bits of wood and stuff. But I saw this other little face, right? Little fellow with him. Right? So who's this bloke here? He said, story there, right? He said, it's this little fella. This is right, isn't it? This is what he's saying. He said he got
It's just that term. I love that term in a 16th century Russian wood. Oh no, I'm being mobbed.
So he got mobbed.
He got happy slapped.
And he said, I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
And he went to live in the woods, right? Made like a little shed. Stayed there. People went to visit him. And like, if you got a problem, you knock on his door and you go, oh, I'm sick of it. And he'll sort of say, yeah, I know what you mean. I've moved out of the city and what have you. And he'd make them feel better. And then they go again. Now, why has that man got a plaque? If he was around now, there's no way he'd have a bit of wood with his face on it, is what I'm saying. If someone had got fed up with living in London or New York or whatever, and they go, I'm going to go and live in the woods, people won't visit him, and he won't get a piece of wood with his face on, is what I'm saying. But this man is selling it for about, I think it was about 750 quid for this bloke's head.
But the chances are that this is either a well-known Russian folktale, or it may even be a piece of classic Russian
He's a
literature.
saint. He was a saint.
Oh,
He was
okay,
canonised.
Everybody was a saint years ago. That seems to be like thrown about, doesn't it? He was a saint now. Name him one now. Yeah, this fellow lived in the woods in a hut. Oh yeah, that's Saint John or whatever. He's not a saint. He's done nothing. If anything, he's sort of said, I can't be bothered with living in a city with everyone else. Everyone else has got to put up with it, but I can't put up with them. Then I live in the woods. Well, if you can't put up with it, you're not good enough, are you? You've got no stamina. And yet he gets a plaque, is what I'm saying. It's annoying.
Who would you like to see get a plaque in the modern world? Who deserves a plaque, in your opinion?
Probably like nurses and that, who do a lot of bad things that I think I couldn't do that. Carrying lungs about and all that. No, but I couldn't do, do you know what I mean? That's one job that... My mum wanted me to be a doctor.
Wow! What was she thinking? Oh, what's her expectations like now?
Didn't fall far from the tree.
Oh, when did she start giving up that dream? At what age did she start going, Carl, you don't need to study your books anymore. Go and play with the worms in the garden. When did she sort of like let you off that dream?
Is it the day that she caught you with a spoon up your nose?
But anyway, talking of emails and that, right? Nick, who's emailed from Australia, right? Melbourne, he's been going on about dolphins and that, problems with dolphins.
What problems?
He's just saying when that wind happened, it was like a bad wind thing going on.
Oh, wait a minute, what bad wind?
In America, they had that
Hurricane Katrina?
Yeah.
Right.
And there was like a little bay with dolphins in it, and
Right.
with all guns on them and stuff.
What's... Whoa.
Because they use dolphins, don't they? They say they're an intelligent animal and stuff.
Yeah.
And they've got them all like, they've all had the training, they're all like ready for battle and stuff.
Right.
Got like rifles on them.
What do you mean rifles? How can they hold the rifle? How can they hold the rifle?
No, he's sort of on a strap and that.
What do you mean it's on a strap?
I don't know what they kit them out with, but they're just ready for war. Whenever
What are you talking about?
Listen, though, that isn't the point. Don't worry about it.
Oh, we leave
What
that
I'm
one,
saying
do we?
is-
That's not the point, so let's leave it.
So they're swimming about.
Yeah, with rifles and berets.
Whatever they've got on.
Yeah.
Ready for battle and stuff.
Yeah, ready for that, yeah.
The wind comes in.
The wind comes in, yeah.
Katrina. Makes a wave and that. They get out of the little bay.
Yeah.
Still all kitted out with all the, weapons.
You're talking bollocks.
Steve, do you want to look at the
Well,
email?
there's no way. There's loads of dolphins now swimming round, kitted out with guns and that, with a strap. How can a dolphin hold it? Again, you've been watching Planet of the Apes. Oh, he's trying to talk to us. What's he saying? He's saying, go ahead, punks, make my day.
Oh,
You're talking
It's
shit.
just news to say if there's dolphins, if you see a dolphin and that, don't go, oh, it's friendly. Because there's some with weapons now. So I'm just reading out an email. That'll cover it and that. So
Bollocks. Carl, can we have some monkey news before I die?
all right.
Oh, chimpanzee that! Monkey news, yeah.
This monkey that was knocking about called Ollie. It was in this zoo, and it was the only monkey in there, right? And it was getting a bit lonely because it was sharing its sort of time with, say, an elephant and a giraffe and
No, there's nothing.
and they didn't really
No,
get on that well.
Wait, they do
No, but
not
let me
put,
just tell you.
they do
let
not
me
put
tell you.
chimpanzees
Yeah, but let
in
me
with...
tell you. No,
Well, it's not true.
I know,
Why
but
would he
look,
share his
no,
time with an
no,
elephant
no,
or a
no,
giraffe?
Gervais, it was some kind of flat share. They put an advert in the student union.
Yeah,
saying,
but
we've got 2 rooms to let.
African mammal wanted,
Well,
not
anyway.
specific.
A mammoth and
What I'm saying is there was other elephants for elephants to knock about with and that. The monkey, it was the only one there. So what happened is the zookeeper felt a bit sorry for him. He started to sort of get pally with him. So at lunchtime, when the zookeeper was sat on the wall having his ham butties or whatever, he'd sort of go, alright. And it used to come over closer and closer. Right?